Welcome to the Off the Pitch podcast.
Let's get started.
Hello, and welcome back to the Off the Pitch. I'm Hannah Morales, and joining me today, as always, is our brilliant football analyst, Gaffer Gaselsis. Gaffer, the Premier League's 2025-26 season has finally kicked off, and what a weekend it's been. The atmosphere, the tifos, the drama, and of course, Arsenal's gritty 1-0 victory at Old Trafford. Where do we even start?
Hannah, you're absolutely right. What an opening weekend. If anyone doubted how much energy and intrigue this season would bring, they got their answer right away. Arsenal went to Old Trafford, got 3 points without being anywhere near their best, and left Manchester United with even more questions than they had going in. And beyond that, we saw a culture shift in the stands, with tifos popping up across the league, City's ruthless dominance, Liverpool's late heroics, and Chelsea already looking a bit blunt. There's plenty to dig into.
Let's dive straight into Arsenal's win at Old Trafford, because that feels like the headline. A 1-0 win courtesy of Riccardo Calafiori's header from a Declan Rice corner, but honestly, it wasn't pretty. Arsenal had only 9 shots compared to United's 22, they were dominated in possession, and Saka himself admitted afterwards that the performance wasn't good enough. Gaffer, what did you make of it?
This was classic opening day football, Hannah. Cagey, scrappy, error-strewn. Arsenal were rusty, no doubt. Their passing rhythm was off, their decision-making sloppy at times, and they let United grow into the game. But here's the key point. Arsenal showed resilience and found a way to win through set pieces. Since the start of the 2023-24 season, Arsenal have scored 31 goals from corners, more than any other team in the league. It's become a real weapon, and at Old Trafford, it proved decisive again.
Right, and you could see Mikel Arteta's relief when the final whistle blew. He called it a win of character and spirit, but admitted there were mistakes very far from the standards we normally have. And yet, you sense he's quietly pleased. Winning ugly hasn't always been Arsenal's trademark.
Exactly. For years, the criticism was that Arsenal could only win when they dominated possession, created dozens of chances, and played their trademark attractive football. But champions are often defined by their ability to grind out results on bad days. Think about City under Guardiola. As brilliant as they are, some of their title-defining wins have come from sheer grit. Arsenal showed a bit of that yesterday. That's why this could be a significant moment, even if the performance was below par.
Let's break down the goal because it was chaotic, to say the least. Declan Rice whips in an in-swinger, United goalkeeper Altay Bayındır flaps at it, and the ball ends up bouncing off Calafiori's head into the net. That's not the sort of clean, orchestrated goal you dream of, is it?
Not at all, Hannah, but it was entirely predictable. Manchester United have had a long-standing vulnerability to in-swinging corners. Last December, Arsenal beat them 2-0 at the Emirates, both goals from corners. Spurs then targeted Bayındır with in-swingers in the Carabao Cup, and he was beaten directly by a Son Heung-min corner. Declan Rice is one of the best in the league at delivering those balls, and Arsenal knew exactly where to hurt United. That's tactical preparation meeting an opponent's weakness.
Let's talk individuals for a moment. Victor Gyökeres made his Premier League debut for Arsenal after that $65 million move from Sporting. He was subbed off after 60 minutes and didn't really sparkle. What's your take?
I'd say muted, but encouraging. He didn't score, but he battled, pressed, and showed he's got the physical profile to cope in this league. Remember, it took Gabriel Jesus time to bed in when he joined Arsenal. Gyökeres will adjust. Bukayo Saka backed him publicly, saying his effort gives Arsenal something to build on, and I agree. He'll come good.
And then there's Martin Odegaard. Talk about leadership under pressure. Just before this game, Tony Adams, Arsenal legend, claimed Arsenal couldn't win the league with Odegaard as captain. He suggested Declan Rice was more suited, but Odegaard put in a performance full of clearances, control, and composure. Do you think he silenced critics?
I think he gave the perfect response, Hannah. Odegaard might not be the fist-pumping, old-school type of captain that Adams was, but leadership has evolved. Yesterday, he organized the midfield, calmed things when Arsenal were wobbling, and contributed defensively with 5 clearances. More importantly, he's clearly the player's choice. Arteta revealed that Odegaard was overwhelmingly voted captain by the squad. That says everything about how he's respected in that dressing room.
Let's shift focus to United. They had 22 shots, hit the post, forced Raya into 7 saves, yet they still lost. How big a blow is this for Ruben Amorim in his first full season as United manager?
It underlines the scale of the task he faces. United fans can take optimism from the fact that they created chances, that Mbeumo and Cunha showed flashes of a partnership, and Sesko looked lively off the bench. But the bottom line is, they still can't finish, and their goalkeeper situation is shaky. Bayunder's mistake cost them, and the pressure grows because Amorim has spent over $200 million this summer. That brings expectation.
Yeah, United's attack looks promising on paper. Mbeumo, Cunha, Sesko, but none of them scored. As you say, that has to change fast.
Exactly. United only scored 44 Premier League goals last season. If Amorim can't squeeze more goals out of this attack, his tenure risks going the way of Moy, Van Gaal, Mourinho, Solskjaer, and Ten Hag before him. Sesko in particular needs to start matches, get rhythm, and show he can lead the line.
Let's zoom out a little. How does Arsenal's win compare with the other title contenders this weekend?
Well, Arsenal had the hardest fixture of the lot, away at Old Trafford, and came out with 3 points. That's huge psychologically. Chelsea, by contrast, drew 0-0 with Palace. They looked short of ideas in attack and still have defensive worries with Badiashile, Fofana, and Colwill out. Liverpool conceded twice to Bournemouth and needed 2 late goals to win 4-2. Manchester City were the most impressive. A 4-0 demolition of Wolves with Tijani Reijonder looking superb in midfield.
So you'd say City looked the sharpest?
Yes, but Arsenal's gritty win is arguably just as valuable. You can't win the title in August, but you can certainly set a tone. And Arsenal have shown they can win ugly, which is a new layer to their game.
Right, and for United, pressure, that's the word. Amorim is under pressure already. The fans will be restless if they don't beat Fulham next weekend. He needs goals from his new signings, stability at the back, and a midfield that doesn't look like it belongs in 2019. Otherwise, he risks being swallowed by the Old Trafford vortex, just like his predecessors. Well, Gaffer, that's a brilliant way to wrap things up. Arsenal start with grit, United start with questions, and the Premier League is well and truly alive. Any final thoughts?
Just this, Hannah. Opening weekends are rarely polished, but they reveal truths. Arsenal have resilience, United have fragility, City have their ruthless edge, and Chelsea and Liverpool have issues to fix. The season will be long, but the narratives are already taking shape.
Couldn't have said it better myself. That's all for today's episode of the Off the Pitch. I'm Hannah Morales with Gaffers Gacelsis. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next week as the drama continues.
Thanks for listening and subscribe for my channel.